Welcome to becoming a Gmail power user. Hello, everybody. My name is Maximus McCullough, and I'm a full-stack web developer at A1WebsitePro.com. But today, I'm here to help you with your Gmail, to become more efficient at it, how to compose a Gmail, how to format the Gmail, how to add a signature line, and so forth. We're going to cover many subjects, so without further ado, let's jump right in. Now, let me move myself off the screen. If you were with us last week or yesterday even, I showed everybody how to do the labels and everything like that. So if you missed that tutorial, click the link in the description below and go watch it. Now we're going to continue on with composing an email. To compose an email, there's this big button right here that just says compose. When you click on it, it's going to bring up a little window like this. Now you may already know that you type in the email address here. So if I type in Maximus up close, you'll notice that I don't have a drop down just yet. But if I had this person in my contacts, it would give me all the person's name Maximus, and then I just click on the email address. But since I don't have them in my contacts, I'm going to have to type out the whole email address. So I just say @gmail.com. Now, when I do that, notice the picture gets brought up of that person. Now, I'll show you how to put a picture in your Gmail in a little bit. But right now, this is bringing in all the information we need to send an email. Now, a lot of people know what CC is, carbon copy, but this BCC is a blind carbon copy. Now, what does that mean? Well, whenever you do a carbon copy and you put these email addresses in, like we'll put max@a1sold.com in there, and we'll go ahead and put that and maybe sales@funkinttshirt.com. We'll go ahead and put that email address in there. But what carbon copy does is whenever I send out the email addresses to these people, they can both see that I sent them both an email address. What the blind carbon copy does is it sends out an email address individually so that whenever it gets to max@a1sold or sales@funkinttshirt, they can't see that I also sent this email to them. So that's the difference between carbon copy and a blind carbon copy email. So you want to get used to that feature. And if you're sending out to a bunch of people, notes, maybe a party, and you don't want everybody to have everybody's email address, you want to use blind carbon copy. Now, just to illustrate this, I'll leave those 3 email addresses there, and then I'll bring in another email address, but we're going to blind carbon copy this one. We'll call this one max@maximusmccullough.com, just like so. Now, before we send it, we got to have a subject line. And you always want to make sure that you're clear and concise about your subject line because it's real easy to search emails later. So just taking a couple seconds to put a subject line in there and make it clear. We're going to say this is a test for my Gmail tutorial. Okay? So that's going to be in the subject line. We're going to elaborate on this in a little bit, but I want to show you guys about the carbon copy and the blind carbon copy. And let's go ahead and type a little message. This is a message for the Gmail tutorial. Just like so. Now, right down here at send, I'm just going to go ahead and hit send, but we're going to come back to this because you have different options whenever you're sending. You can schedule it for later, but we're going to go ahead and send that now. And then I'm going to bring in my Thunderbird email program that has multiple emails on it so you guys can see what the person on the other end sees. Okay, now just as a side note, when we first created this Gmail, this right here, Get Started with Gmail, pops up. So it makes it easier for you to customize your inbox, get Gmail for mobile, or change your profile picture, import your contacts and mail. But that's just the basics. So we're going to click this X and just get rid of it. Now what I want to do is go to my sent mail in here. So under the More tab, I'm going to scroll down here to where it says Sent. And here you could see, I can open up and see who I sent these emails to. And notice I carbon copy Maximus up close and Max@A1sold. Okay. And let's see here, sales at Funkin' T-shirt. All right, so let's go ahead and bring up my Thunderbird, and we'll go to this Max at A1 sold. And notice where it says, this is a test for my Gmail tutorial. Now, if I open up this email and I look at this line right here, I could see that it was sent from Maximus up close to me, which is Max at A1 sold. And also I can see that it was sent to sales at Funkin' T-shirt. So the carbon copy, whenever you send that to those individuals, they can see who you sent it to. Now, the blind carbon copy was sent to Max at maximusmccullough.com. So let's just go ahead and take a look at that email address. Now I went to the website to open up the email on the server. And so if I click hi there, you'll notice that we cannot see the other email address that it was sent to. Even if we click details or plain text, we cannot see what the other two email addresses were that were sent this message. And so that's why you want to use blind carbon copy. Unless you want everybody else to have everybody else's email address, then go ahead and use the carbon copy. So that about settles it for carbon copy and blind carbon copy and what they do. Let's go back to our inbox again. And we're going to go ahead and compose another email. And this time we'll just send it to maximusupclose@gmail.com. The subject line is important because whenever you're trying to do a quick overview of something or trying to get somebody's attention, you want to use a good subject line. Now, you got to be careful because if you contain the words free or sales ad, stuff like that, many times Google will just go ahead and send that stuff into the spam box and the receiver will never get it. So it's important that you make this precise and not sound salesy or anything like this, because there are words that the artificial intelligence looks for to shove that into their spam box, especially in Gmail client like Google. So just like every email, you have to have a reason to send the email. So our reason is we're going to invite somebody out, maybe to a party. So think about that in the subject line. You're invited to my party. I hope to see you there. Okay, so let's go ahead and change that invited. So I hope to see you there. So it lets you know that this party, just kind of sums that email up all in one. You're inviting them to a party. So that's a great subject line. Now, if I would have just put party, what kind of subject line is that? And then later on, whenever you're going to search, somebody talks to you later, hey, you never invited me to the party. Well, now you have proof. You got the email. And now to search it, you could search stuff like party or I even said, I hope to see you there. You search, hope to see you there. So we're going to talk about that search feature. But now let's go ahead and let's start talking about the body. This is whenever, you catch their eye with the subject line. You can almost have that like the bold print in the classified ad of the newspaper. And now you're coming down and you got to make this thing look good, right? Because you're throwing a party. You want your people to come. So let's start typing this. Dear Maximus, I would like to see you come to my party at, let's say, 28 Water Street, Ludlow, PA, 16333 at 6 p.m. on March 11th. 2023. Now, you notice how I put on the address and then I also put the date. Why would I do it and why would I do it like that? Because it makes it easier for that recipient to add it to their calendar, to look up directions to the place. So you're not really giving them any excuse, oh, I couldn't find the place, oh, I didn't remember when it was. So you have that information there. So date, time, just think about facts whenever you're composing an email. Okay. So let's get into maybe the formatting. This is going to be a party, a fun party, not a business party. So let's kind of use some fun text. What we could do is we could highlight everything here and come down here to where it says formatted options for text. And we can actually choose a different type of format. And we'll use Comic Sans MS. Now the text looks a little small, and people in my age group are, 40s, 50s, eyesight going down. So maybe when we want to enlarge that text, we could use large, or we could use huge. We can make it as big as we want. But I think large is sufficient for what we have going on here. Now, the other thing we could do is we can highlight this Dear Maximus, and we can make it in bold. Put it in bold. We can also italicize the text, underline the text, even give the text a different color. So we could actually go here to Maximus and grab the color pane, and then maybe we'll make it, I don't know, let's make it red. See? And for the background of the text, let's say that you wanted to highlight the first line or maybe the address. Okay? So we could go down here and actually highlight this text in yellow. Okay? To put it on a different line, all we have to do is put our cursor where it should be, hit enter, and then have it like that. And then maybe put 6 p.m. on March 11th, 2023. You could put that on a different line. Okay? So there's all different kinds of things that you could do in the email with the text. Change the font type. You can highlight it. You can change the color of the font. All this stuff will make your email come alive. Well, let me dress this up a little bit here. 6 p.m. March 2023. Okay, then maybe I'll come down the lines. And what is an email without some emojis, right? So let's go ahead and put some emojis in here. We could do that by clicking the little icon. And I don't know, let's put a little smiley face in there. And we could actually go here, show object emojis. Maybe if we could find a little party thing, that'd be kind of nice. There's nature emojis, transportation emojis, and then there's just the symbols, okay? So maybe we'll have an ATM at our party. Okay, well, you get the idea. And if you want to search for something, click on this little search and type in party. There we go. Now we're getting our party emojis going on there. And here we are. So we're making our email come alive, making it look a little bit different. And what would an email be without a picture or two? Let's talk about that. Now maybe we want to put it in a picture. So let me go ahead and find a picture here. Now the other thing is you could drag and drop these pictures into Gmail, or you could click on this little graphic here to insert a photo. And what that will do is that'll upload it to your Google, and then you can use it later in future Gmails. So let's do it both ways. Number one, I'll place my cursor right here, and I got a picture off the screen in a folder. I'm just going to pull and I'm going to drag and I'm going to drop it in there. We'll give it some time for it to upload. And then now there's a picture of me with my thumb up. But we could actually say, well, this picture is just a little bit too big for the email. So we're going to shrink it down a little bit. And here's like a little thumb. Hey, hope to see you there, right? So that's how you can bring an image in and, bring your emails to life a little bit. Now we're working on a screen here, but let's say that you want to enlarge it so you can see it a little bit better. In the top right, see the expand button? Just click that and it's going to expand. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my picture over on the other side of the screen so I could stay with you. And here I am over here. So anyway, here we have the name, the address, the party, and the picture. Now, what else can we do here? Well, let's say that there's a link to the party and you want to make a link from that particular word to the party. Well, all you have to do is double click party. Now, down here, you can see that there's a little link So let's go ahead and just type in https://a1websitepro.com. All right. And then that could also be an email address. You can link it to an email address or a website. We're just going to link it to a website. And this could be a page on a website, but you would type in that whole thing there and just select OK. Now notice that it's highlighted in blue. That signifies that it's a link. So that whenever people come to the party, maybe you're going to RSVP, have an RSVP there. You can do that so that when they get the email, they click on party, then they'll be able to RSVP you. Now going along the bottom in this menu here, you might wonder what this is here. Well, Google has, every time you start a Google account, you get a YouTube account, a Gmail account. You also get a cloud account. It's called Google Drive, where you can store files. And they give you several gigabytes to get started. But you can upload a file, a picture, image, graphic, a document, a PDF file. And then what this does is it saves space in your Gmail by just putting an attachment in from your Google Drive. So let me illustrate how this is done. I'm going to bring up another tab. And since this is a brand new Gmail account, I don't have anything in the Google Drive here, but you type in drive.google.com. And right away, well, here, I forgot that I had put some stuff in here for Mary. She's a professor. But whenever you want to add something from your Google Drive, and maybe we'll just take one of her documents here. So we'll come down here, select Google Drive. You notice it brings up another window. And now I have a list of everything that's in my Google Drive. So we could go over here to pictures, and then maybe the picture of the ladybug. We can insert it as an attachment to the Gmail or put it as a drive link. We'll go ahead and put it as a drive link and click insert. And now you could see they could click that and it'll take them to their Google Drive so they could see the document. Now this could be a PDF. It could be a movie, a PowerPoint. Because a lot of times if you're sending something that's, 50 megabytes, it's too big for a Gmail, but it's not too big for your drive. So that's how you could send large files. Okay, now this stuff has been pretty cool. Let me go ahead and get rid of this Google Drive link. I don't need that in there. But what I do want to tell you about is this little lock thing. This is a really cool feature. So we're having a party. It ends on March 11th. Well, why don't we just make it so that this invitation disappears after March 11th? Well, we can do that with Gmail. If you click on this confidential mode, okay, notice how we can make this expire in 1 week, 1 month, expires in 3 months or 5 years. And the other cool thing we can do is we can require them to put in an SMS passcode before they even see the email. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Let that expire a week from today, which is March 14th, 2023. We're going to make them require an SMS code. Now, the person, they're going to have access to their SMS. That's why whenever you set up a Gmail account, you have to have a phone number, right? So it's a little genius thing that Google set up. So I'm going to click save on that. All right. So now this draft is saved. We already have that in confidential mode. And we got all of our different stuff entered. But there's one more thing down here. We can insert a signature. Now we're going to be talking about that signature next, but let's just see what this does. I'm going to go ahead and send this to Maximus up close, and then we're going to go ahead and confirm the phone number. Let's do 814-330-1213, and then click send. Okay. Now that's going to send Maximus up close a Gmail. Now here I am at maximusupclose@gmail.com. I'm in the inbox. You notice whenever I open up this email, watch what happens. I really don't get to see the email. It's asking for a passcode. So whenever your recipient responds, remember that box that we entered the phone number, it has to be their phone number. So you have to have the phone number of the recipient. So let's go ahead and click send passcode. And then I have my smartphone right here. Let me go ahead and open up the passcode. We'll go ahead and type in that passcode number, 648239, and hit submit. And voila, they get to see the email. Now, if they would have waited till after the 14th, they wouldn't have been able to see the email. So now you know they got the email, right? They were invited. They had to enter the password. So it's a really cool feature that Gmail has, and I imagine that a lot of people are going to be using it. Okay, are you ready for some pro tips? Let's dive into it. If you click Compose, and let me go ahead and we'll have this full screen, so it kind of keeps me out of your way. On the bottom right, you see delete. Now your drafts are automatically saved. So you could have, if you started a bunch of emails and you didn't finish them or thought second word, thought after the fact, well, I don't need to write an email, or they called you or something, you could just discard this draft by hitting trash can right here. And that gets rid of the trash out of your draft. That gets rid of the drafts out of your draft label folder. Let me show you something else. If I click Compose, we'll enlarge it again. Now notice whenever I start writing, welcome, notice the suggestion. This is artificial intelligence trying to guess your next word. And if you want to use that, you could just use tab. I missed you so much. Now, since this is a brand new email account, it's going to go through a learning process first, because it's going to learn how you type, and you're going to get more and more suggestions. So if you have any issues, you could go down here to where the 3 dots are and see Smart Compose Feedback. Those were the recent suggestions. Welcome back, welcome back. My suggestion isn't shown here. And then you could say, well, maybe it wasn't relevant or factually incorrect. So you could give Google some feedback on that. The other thing is, once you have this bar up here, this format bar where we're doing the bold text, the italics text, underlined text, and doing the colors and stuff. Let's say that you don't want to see that anymore. How do you get rid of it? Well, you just click once again on the formatting. So let's go ahead and write another letter to Maximus up close. He's our best buddy right now. And now you notice whenever I start typing in the email addresses, I'm getting suggestions. This is AI letting putting suggestions out there for us so that we don't have to type the entire email address. Now let me get here. And this is a subject. We're not going to send this one, or we might send it. But notice on the send button, I have these options, and I get an option to schedule the send. So maybe I want to send it tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. or tomorrow afternoon, or I can even pick a time way in the future if I like. And then I could click schedule send. And then at that particular time, Gmail will send my message. Pretty simple and straight to the point. But now we always have things that we say at the end of every message. Maybe thank you and your name. Maybe you have a business card. Let's talk about that next. And you can find that right down here where this little pen is. If you click on Insert Signature, you notice we have no signature. And we actually haven't created a signature yet. So let's click on Manage Signatures. And that'll bring up our signature page. Now we might have to close this draft. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to go ahead and delete this. And this takes us to our settings page. Now the other way to get here, if you scroll all the way down, right, that's vacation responder. We're going to go after that. Right here where it says signatures. And it wants us to create a signature. Now, if you don't see that on your Gmail, which you should, and you're just in your inbox, you can access those settings by clicking the little gear box and click See All Settings. And then you're under your General tab, scroll down to your signature. And you see where it says Create New? Let's create a new signature. And we're going to call this Personal, because it's going to be a personal signature. Click Create. And then now we could go in here and edit whatever we want to edit to be in the signature. Thank you. And then put Maximus. All right. Now maybe we want a business signature. Create new business. Sincerely Maximus. Whatever you want. And you could put graphics. You could actually put a business card in here. Now let me show you how to do that. Okay, so now I want to put like a business card type of a thing in there. I'm going to have to upload it to Google first and then insert it. So over here, I'm going to click Insert Image. And let me go ahead and grab my image here under Advertising, A1 Website Pro Promotion. Notice it's uploading. It'll be uploading to my Google Drive. So let me go click Upload. And now I can select the image. Let me go to my folders, Advertising, and I'll drag this image over here, put it in there. And now you can see that I have the image in there. It's a little bit small on this screen. Let me go ahead and enlarge it a little bit. And scroll down here. And we'll select the size as being medium. Or not, actually, I want it to be large. It's not the greatest screen to work in, but we'll go ahead and have that, and it's saved. Now let me go ahead, go back to my inbox. Oh, wait a minute. I haven't saved it. You have to scroll to the bottom and click Save Changes. Very important. So there we go. Now let me click Compose, and we'll write to our bestest buddy, Maximus up close. This is an email with a signature. Okay. Juggling a lot. Hi there. You going out tonight? Now, whenever we go down here to Signature, click Insert Signature, I want to insert my business signature. Okay. And now notice it brings in that signature. And then I click Send, and then obviously they'll get it. So that's how you create signatures in Gmail. Pretty simple, to the point. You can format it just like you can format everything in a Gmail. You can put attachments in there, attachments to videos, and so on and so forth. Hey, I hope you guys really enjoyed this tutorial on Gmail and the different things you can do with composing and everything like that. We're going to continue on with more Gmail goodies here this next week. But if you like this video and I help you out, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video tutorial. Thank you so much for watching this, and I'll talk to you later.